Conduct in the City Council chambers. Rules of decorum for the public. Members of the audience shall not engage in disorderly or boisterous conduct, including the utterance of loud, threatening, or abusive language, clapping, whistling, stamping of feet, or other acts which disturb, disrupt, impede, or otherwise render the orderly conduct of the city meeting infeasible. A member of the audience engaging in any such conduct shall, at the discretion of the presiding officer or a majority of the city council, be subject to ejection from the meeting per Government Code Section 54954.3C. Removal from the council chambers. Any person who commits the following acts in respect to a meeting of the city shall be removed from the council chambers per Government Code Section 54954.3C. A, disorderly, contemptuous, or insolent behavior towards the city council or any member thereof, tending to interrupt the due and orderly course of said meeting. A breach of peace, boisterous conduct, or violent disturbance tending to interrupt the due and orderly course of said meeting. Disobedience of any lawful order from the mayor, which shall include an order to be seated or to refrain from addressing the city council, and any other unlawful interference with the due and orderly course of said meeting. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Taft City Council's successor agency joint regularly scheduled meeting for Tuesday, May the 6th, 2025. City of Taft Council meetings are being held in person with full capacity seating, and then some this evening, and are live streamed at www.youtube.com/user/City of Taft. Public comment can be made in person and also can be received per the following. Written comments may be dropped off in the drop box in front of City Hall. Comments may be emailed to the city clerk at cityclerk@cityoftaft.org. They may also be made by phone to the city clerk's office at 661-763-1222. Public comments will be accepted up until 5 p.m. the day of the meeting, and all comments received shall be read into the record. We'll begin this evening's meeting first with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation from Pastor Sean Pfeiffer. We have a special group this evening that is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and that is our Scouts. So, if you will all join all of us and stand.
Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. As we just said in the pledge, we are under you. We recognize you as the sovereign in the universe. And therefore we come to you and we ask you for your help in the things that are beyond our ability. We ask, Lord, that you would give us discernment in that which is good and right and true and just. And when we're uncertain, please give us restraint. I thank you for those that serve our city. I pray that you'd bless them for their efforts and for their sacrifices. And we especially pray for those that walk into the face of danger every day, the police, the fire, the first responders. Lord, give them courage, give them wisdom, and help them when it is beyond their ability to do it themselves. All of these things we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Sean. I would ask that the Scouts, would you guys come back up here, please? Would the Scouts please come back up here? I want to thank you for coming and being a part of our meeting this evening. And would you like to tell me specifically why you chose to be at this meeting?
We're mostly here to do our merit badge. It's
one of the ones we still need to get our Eagle, the highest rank in scouting. It's for us, it's very honorable, showing all the things that we've done along the way, and just shows like how much we've grown over the years of being in scouting. So this is one of the steps we need to do so.
All right. Well, you know what? We're thrilled to have you all here. And I appreciate you leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. You know there's a great deal that goes into our flag, the flag of the United States of America. A proper way to salute the flag, proper way to fold the flag, proper way to honor the flag, right? Have you all ever retired American flags? Have you gone through the process of retiring American flags?
We have not.
You have not? I think,
Not personally, but
We've been
back
witnesses.
house when someone else is doing it, and we're witnesses.
okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Here is your opportunity. Anytime a flag is tattered or worn, I replace it. Only with flags made in America. That happens to be the way I do things. So I'll tell you what I will do. If you will take these flags and you will use it as an opportunity to actually engage in the proper retirement of a flag, I, in turn, will make a donation to your troop. We still call them troops?
Yep,
Okay, great. Okay, so what do you say? We got a deal?
we got to do.
All right, then, let's do that.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. Now, I'm going to give this to her. You handle the money. There you are. Thank you very much.
Do you want footage?
See, I like, that's customer service.
That's what I'm talking about. By all means, come back and visit us, all right? Okay, thank you again very much. All right, you may be seated. Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Noor,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bryant,
Here.
Councilmember Cryer,
Here.
Councilmember Waldrop,
Here.
Councilmember Shavira.
Here. All right, first item on this evening's agenda is a really neat deal. We're thrilled to have this happen here. So we're going to pin the lieutenant, Brian McClure. So I would ask that the chief take over this operation.
Well, I'm gonna say a few things about Brian that I'm sure a lot of people know. Brian has spent his whole law enforcement career at the City of Taft Police Department. And since I've known Brian, he's been one of the most diligent guys, hardworking, professional guys that I've had the pleasure of working with. And being the chief and with the many troops that I have at the Taft Police Department, it's just a pleasure to work with this man. And he is recently promoted to the lieutenant position of lieutenant. He was a sergeant prior to, and a more deserving individual, I don't know. I've got a lot of good people there, and the city of Taft has a lot of good people there. And the good thing about it is Brian chose to promote, and he put in the work and the steps that it takes to promote. And he was definitely the guy for the job, and I'm very proud of him. And it's in my pocket. It's like a wedding ring I have. I'm the ring bearer, and I want to pin this on Brian. And he's definitely deserving of this, and I think he's going to be somebody that stays at the Taft City Police Department and does wonderful things. And I'm very proud to have him as my lieutenant.
Fantastic.
That's why you wear black uniform, so you don't see it, please.
It looks great like that. That's perfect.
Hope you prepared a speech.
Yeah, LT?
Knowing Brian, he did.
I do. I want to hear something from you, LT. Come on.
Okay.
First and foremost, Chief, thank you for your faith you've put in me in selecting for this job. To the City Council, and for that fact, every member of the Taft community. I would like to pledge my commitment to the safety of the City of Taft as much as the first day I came to work as to today. I will always give everything I have for the safety of every member of this city.
And you know what? You have proven that over the years, and we appreciate the fact that you're going to stick around, climb that ladder, and keep it going. So, LT, Brian, thank you very much for your commitment.
Mr. Mayor, thank
sir.
you very much. Every member, thank you.
One more in passing. A more deserving guy there's not, and I've already said this, and I just want to reiterate, a guy that goes out on the streets as a patrolman. When I first met him, and I mean constantly working, we call it, I can't say it, but it's kind of like a poop magnet. The guy gets into stuff that's just constantly in trouble as far as having to dig himself out of situations, and you know what that is? That's called a good cop. He's out doing work, and I've got a lot of people like that, and I'm very happy. But Brian has been, one of the leaders. He directs guys, he teaches, and that's what got him into his sergeant position right away, because he's actually a good supervisor, and he knows what he's doing when he gets out on the streets. He studies it, he's professional, and then to come up and take the opportunity and put himself out there to promote, because it's not for everybody, trust me. I have my doubts sometimes that, when I promoted, I was like, being a sergeant was like the funnest job on the planet when you're that type A personality and you're out on the streets. And it's the natural progression when you finally take that step to be an administrator and go into being a lieutenant. So I'm very, very proud of the man, and I see good things in his future. I really do. So thank you, guys.
Excellent. Thank you all, and thank your entire team.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. All right, next up, item number 2. We have some proclamations this evening. Certain groups, if you all feel the need to go because you have pressing matters, I will understand that. If you want to stay for the entire meeting, you are most certainly welcome, and we love having you. So we're going to move on to item number 2, which is proclamations. We're going to begin with the Taft Lions Club 80th anniversary. Councilman Waldrop.
Thank you, Mayor. The City of Taft, State of California, in recognition of the Taft Lions Club of Taft, their 80th anniversary. Whereas Lions International is a worldwide service organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one community at a time. And whereas on May 11th, 1945, the Taft Lions Club was chartered and began their 80th year history of service to the community of Taft. And whereas the Lions Club mission is to empower volunteers and partners to improve health and well-being, strengthen communities, and support those in need through humanitarian services and grants that impact lives globally and encourage peace and international understanding. And whereas the Taft Lions Club has been providing toys for over 40 years for the community of the West Side, whereas Taft Lions have performed hundreds of thousands of service hours in the community and has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars through eyeglasses, eye operations for the people of the Taft West Side, and also support children's activities, sports, other local civic organizations, and nonprofits. Now, therefore, the City of Taft Council takes great pleasure in recognizing the Lions Club of Taft for their 80th anniversary, and hereby commends the members who have been a part of the great club over the last 80 years and wishes them continued success. Dated this 6th day of May, and it's signed by the Mayor, Dave Knorr, and all council members. And if we can get all the line members come up, we'll get a picture.
Floyd, this will be the first time you had a picture taken without having a height chart behind you, won't it? All right. Now, did you all have a spokesperson who wanted to address the council, or are you going to let your work stand for itself?
I think our president should say something.
Who's that, Floyd?
She didn't want to,
I didn't want to.
but she should.
Thank you to the council, and we appreciate the city of Taft. And we're going to work hard to make things better in Taft, and I really think the world of all of you, and I thank you very much.
Well, thank you all, and thanks for all your hard work and all of the positive things you've done for the people of this community. God bless you. Thank you all.
Thank
very
you
much.
all.
May I say something?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to say a word about the Lions Club. There's a lot more to what's mentioned, to what's going on within the organization. They've been working, taking care of doggies and kitty cats. They've been given, I don't know how many free shots now you have in the past? 75 shots for,
Last month to right now, 75.
Wow.
and
Vaccinations from February to September for all the animals in town.
they also, yeah, they,
We also help with another organization, Spay and Neuter and Rescue, and there's such a big need in the community, as we all know how many little kittens and dogs, are left out. So we're also working with them, and they had the SIP bus come to Taft at Tractor Supply, and they did last month alone, 86. They're also having another one, May 14th, and they're already full to get spayed and neutered. So we're also working with them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
and then also that, you do your garage sale, or yard sales twice a month at Lions,
At the Lions Club, and we, with that, we help with the spay and neuter of the other organization, and supplies us with all the vaccinations for Taft. Free. The shots are free. That's free, yeah.
This is like one of the clubs of many here in Taft, the Srockness, the Lions here now. We had a Kiwanis earlier, and the Rotarians here too. They're all celebrating 100 years, and they do so much in our communities for our children, our youth, our future, and our treasure that makes our town a beautiful place to live and strive. That's what I want to say. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you all. All right, next up will be Give Big Kern Giving Day. Councilman Cryer.
It's like learning how to read all over again with my glasses. The certificate of recognition declaring May 6, 2025 Giving Day. Whereas Kern County Foundation is a charitable organization whose mission is to grow in community, growing in philanthropy. And whereas Kern County Kern Community Foundation is a member of the Taft Chamber of Commerce, has 40 scholarships available for Taft students, and has placed 15 paid interns at the West Side Recreation and Park Districts in the last year. And whereas the Kern County Foundation runs the annual fundraiser event, Give Big Kern, a nonprofit strengthening initiative of the Kern County Community Foundation, a charitable organization, and whereas Give Big Kern brings Kern County together as one community by helping Kern County nonprofits raise unrestricted dollars. It is 100% free to nonprofits, and in 2024, for the first time ever, they raised a record-breaking $1,529,018. And Russ, Big Kern purpose is to raise funds and volunteer hours for local nonprofits through online crowdfunding, matching gifts, and pledge. The cooperative effort helps Kern County and a Westside community-based organization raise unrestricted resources while growing their visibility, capacity, and sustainability. And donors realize that nonprofit organizations do important work throughout Kern County and the Westside, and with a Give Big Kern, they are able to select a nonprofit to support as a part of their giving process. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft does hereby proclaim May 6, 2025 as Giving Day and encourage local giving through the annual Give Big Kern fundraiser, dated this 6th day of May 2025. Signed by our Mayor, Dave Knorr, and the 4 council members.
All right, so who's here for Give Big Kern? Do we have a representative from Give Big Kern here this evening?
No.
No, they're all too busy collecting everybody giving.
Yeah, they have their own event today for this, so nobody was able to make it out here, but they still asked for it to be
Okay,
presented this day.
well, as it should be, and those of you who aren't familiar, they raise money for a great many things. As a matter of fact, today there was one that was sent to me for a water polo club, youth water polo club. They were raising funds and it was matching funds. So they help so many ways, you know, for the entire West Side, all of Kern County. So thank you all to them. All right, next item on the agenda, Peace Officers Memorial Day and Police Week. Mayor Pro Tem Bryant.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's my honor and privilege to read this proclamation issued by the City Council of the City of Taft, declaring Peace Officer Memorial Day and Police Week 2025. Whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation which designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which the date falls as Police Week. Whereas Police Officers Memorial Day and Police Week pay tribute to the local, state, and federal law enforcement officers who serve and protect us with courage and dedication. These observances also remind us of the ongoing need to be vigilant against all forms of crime, especially the acts of extreme violence and terrorism. And whereas the dedicated members of the Taft Police Department, Kern County Sheriff's Department, and California Highway Patrol play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of citizens of Taft, and whereas the City of Taft wishes to honor all peace officers who, through their courageous deeds, have lost their lives and have become disabled in the performance of their duties. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft does hereby formally recognize all police officers for their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities and their dedication to our community. Accordingly, the City Council of the City of Taft hereby declares May 15th, 2025 as Peace Officers Memorial Day and May 11th through 17th, 2025 as National Police Week in the City of Taft, dated the 6th day of May and signed by the entire council.
All right.
They're shy, Brian.
Bring your troops up here, Chief.
Yeah, we gotta get them up here. And their new lieutenant, where's he at? He's hiding too? Come on. New lieutenant. Of course, this is a small portion of our troops, but more prouder I can't be. I mean, these guys go out every day and do the job that needs to be done, and I would match our city against any city, and definitely any city in Kern County. These guys go out and go to work every day, show up on time, do their job, and of course, we don't have individuals that run amok in this city because we take care of that problem for them. And I'm very proud of them, and thank you very much for the proclamation.
Well, absolutely, totally deserving, and thank you all. I mean, safety is a virtual foundation of quality of life. It is. Without it, Nothing else matters, truly. If the community doesn't feel safe and feel like they can use rails to trails, or they can go to the local store or walk across the street, we got a real problem.
Yes, sir.
And it falls on the shoulders of you all. And we appreciate what you do. You're a great team, and what you do for us is immeasurable. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I don't mind. Take them all. Take them all. Get over there, take them all. I want to get them all in there with you guys if I can.
I'm gonna take away these things.
No. Jump right in there. We'd love that. We'd love that. Do I need to snuggle or am I good?
Oh, yeah, snuggle.
You're comfortable, aren't you?
I can snuggle.
Okay, I need you to say,
Oh, goodness.
you want to be Facebook famous.
Guys and gals.
Troops.
Troops, I like it. All right, next up, Correctional Officers and Correctional Employees Week. Proclamation declaring May the 4th through the 10th of 2025 Correctional Officers and Correctional Employees Week, 2025. Whereas the City of Taft correctional officers and correctional employees are responsible for supervising offenders convicted of crimes and sentenced to serve time in Taft's Community Correctional Facility. And whereas correctional officers are trained law enforcement professionals dedicated to maintaining safe correctional facilities and ensuring public safety. And whereas these highly devoted individuals do more than supervise, they train, teach, mentor, counsel, and preach and treat inmates while providing hope and guidance. They hope to rebuild lives. Okay, here we go. Sorry, lost my spot. Whereas correctional officers and correctional employees rise to meet any challenge and serve this honorable profession nobly and admirably. And whereas Correctional Officers Week offers an opportunity to acknowledge and honor Taft's correctional officers and correctional employees for the important work they perform each day and for the sacrifices they make to protect the citizens of our community. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft is proud to join in with the rest of the nation in honoring the dedication and professionalism of the women and men who are our correctional officers and correctional employees by declaring May the 4th through the 10th, 2025, Correctional Officers and Correctional Employees Week, dated the 6th day of May 2025, signed by myself and all the council members. Come on in here, that's right.
This is our facility manager right here. With the short. With the short. There we go. Here we go. I'll take it on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Now wait for her.
You're a quick learner, Doug.
Famous, exactly. That's not fair.
Way to go.
I guess I'm supposed to come up here and say something now?
Speech.
That is
that the
correct.
Rule of thumb. Just want to thank the council for recognizing these folks' hard work. Also for recognizing the mission behind why we're doing this with the U.S. Marshal Service. Detainees having the confidence in us to keep that place running smooth and event-free, as we like to say. Also like to say, I may be the facility manager, but I'm not the one who runs that place. It's these guys, the line staff, administrative staff. They're the ones who do the actual work in the facility. All my decisions, policies, procedures, everything's based on what these guys do. So they're the ones doing the work, putting themselves at risk, that kind of thing. I'm confident, as I think most of you are, that with our new administration change on the federal side of the government house, we're going to be fairly busy here fairly quickly. So that being said, thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Randy. Just a word for Randy's staff. He knows because he's been in the meetings. We as a council have been working around and with the CCF for a long time. And we have seen some ups and downs, contractual issues, particularly with the state of California, can be a test. And yet, it seems like each time we have an opportunity, city staff and city manager, and then we get a group of individuals like yourselves to step up, come forward, and we know that you all have given a lot to make the CCF work and provide a service and do it right. There are always going to be people, unfortunately, in this world that need to be removed from the populace for a given period of time. And somebody's got to provide that service and do it right. So we as a council, thank you all for the service you provide. We know it's not easy. We know you work hard as a team. So thank you all very much. All right, next up, Building Safety Month. Councilman Chavera.
Yes, sir. So the proclamation declaring May 2025 Building Safety Month. Whereas the City of Taft is committed to recognizing our growth and strength depends on the safety and essential role our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And whereas our confidence in the structural integrity of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention, officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a United States-based organization that brings together local, state, and federal officials that are experts in the building environment to create and implement the highest quality of codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, work, worship, play, and whereas Building and Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown guardians of public safety, our local code officials who assure us of safe, efficient, and livable buildings that are essential to America's prosperity. And whereas Game On, the theme of Building Safety Month 2025, encourages all to get involved and raise awareness about building safety on a personal, local, and global scale. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the City Council for the City of Taft does hereby declare the month of May 2025 as Safety Month to be celebrated by the City of Taft as its employees, residents of all ages, and businesses throughout the community. Signed and dated this 6th day of May 2025, Dave Noer and all the City Council members.
Mark Staples, I believe this is all about you.
Actually, it's not. I'm going to take a page from Randy's book. When it comes to Building Safety Month, we have a whole team in the Planning and Building Department, so I want to give a shout out to our building permit technician, Nadine Story, our building inspector who was here as part of the, he did sneak out, as part of the Lions Club, Mark Oliver. He's done great as he's come over from Public Works a couple years ago to help us out when we we've gone through a couple inspectors, but I think we got a good one that's going to be here for a while, has been part of the community for a while. And then even our code enforcement officer, Cody Smith, Mark and Cody pair up both on building inspection and code enforcement issues, and they've been a really great team. And hopefully they've been working well with the community the past couple of years. So credit goes to them for this Building Safety Month proclamation. So,
all right. Thank you all very much. right, next item, National Nurses Week. Mayor Pro Tem, excuse me, Josh Bryant.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, it's my honor and privilege to read this proclamation declaring May 16th through 12th, 2025 as National Nurses Week. Whereas we have come to appreciate more than ever the complex and expanding role which nurses play in our healthcare system. And whereas the wisdom, skill, and dedication nurses show every day sets them apart as a very special people. And whereas the high quality of the nursing profession is making it possible for more Americans to enjoy better health services and improve patient outcomes. And whereas nurses have a critical responsibility to uphold the highest level of ethical standards in their practice, including fostering a safe work environment. And whereas it is important, or most appropriate, that we recognize and honor the nation's indispensable registered nurses for their tireless commitment 365 days a year. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft is proud to join in with the rest of the nation in honoring this excellent standards that characterize the practice of nursing, declaring May 6th through 12th, 2025 as National Nurses Week, dated the 6th day of May 2025 and signed by all council members. Mr. Mayor, I will add this, and I apologize if you were going to do this, but most folks were kind of wondering, why is the City of Taft honoring the nurses, right? We don't necessarily run a hospital. But we do obviously employ a fair number of nurses and nursing-related staff at our CCF facility. So if we've got some here, please come on down. Randy, if you want to come down and accept this, I'll be happy to do that. We're going to have to get you a nice little white hat and a pin, though.
Thank you and your crew. You don't do any of the nursing out there, Randy?
A little bit. More counseling than nursing.
All right. Next up, 56th anniversary of Municipal Clerks Week. There's a proclamation declaring May the 4th through May the 10th, 2025, the 56th anniversary of Municipal Clerks Week. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk. Now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Taft does hereby formally recognize the City of Taft's local office of the municipal clerk, and accordingly, hereby declares May the 4th through May the 10th, 2025, as Municipal Clerks Week, dated the 6th day of May 2025, signed by myself and the entire City Council, who are forever in the debt of our city clerks. I cannot say that enough. You've heard me say it before. So, for our city clerks.
You want to take them down there?
Yes, indeed, absolutely.
Well, I think that's picture worthy. I'm gonna go this way. You wanna get a picture for me?
Come on over here.
so it'll make me look good in color.
I got to tell you, this has been a lot of fun so far, as city council meetings go. All right, next up, item number 3, citizens request public comments. We have none, so I don't have to read that part. That's a good thing, because I have plenty of other things to read. Okay, item number 4, council statements, non-action. Councilman Shavira, we'll begin with you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll make it brief. You know, for me, this is super exciting to see this many folks come to the city council. This is the way it's supposed to work. Different organizations at different levels, the youth, older folks, okay, middle-aged. This is the way the council is supposed to operate. And I would love to see people here regularly like this. Unfortunately, we don't see that. But this is the way governments are supposed to work. This is your government, and thank you for coming this evening. That's it, sir.
All right, very good. Thank you, sir. Councilman Waldrop, you're up.
Well, I'm kind of a proud guy here. And that gentleman, old gentleman there, when it always gives everybody a bad time. He's been in this club. I've been in 47 years, and I know he's just a year or two behind me. And I'm proud of what City of Taft did for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for what you all did for the city of Taft, Councilman Waldrop and crew. And I happen to personally know Floyd was a member of the Lions when they first began, and I think he was 31 when that was. So, I'd make him 111 right now, and you look great, Floyd, by the way. Councilman Cryer.
Thank you, Mayor. How many people have seen their insurance for your residents go up or had the insurance canceled? I know a lot has. Personally, I know of one business and 21 residents in Taft. The insurance got canceled, and some gone up and doubled. And it's all due from Cal Fires when it was redesignated Taft as a wildfire brush area designation. When that happened not too long ago, it affected every citizen or business owner and homeowners in Taft, the cost of insurance. And if it didn't get canceled, it was going up. And as what's going on, as your insurance gets getting close to being renewal, that's when you get a notice about your insurance. And why is that? Well, it's not hard to find out when something like that becomes a place where you can raise money. Our governor had Caltrans all over California to designate different areas as far as new ratings. And it does, for our citizens here in Taft, it's hard. The extra, if you go from paying $600 a year, all of a sudden you're paying $1,400 to $2,000 a year, or you have to find another insurance company. It's ridiculous. And we need, as a city, need to look into it and see what we can do to help our own citizens. And those are things that we have to work with. And we're getting blamed because of Safe for LA fire that happened. It wasn't our fault. We had nothing to do with it. We didn't create it. It was caused by their own inept council and government there as supervisors in their own place. Didn't have water in the reservoir, didn't have the equipment going properly, or stationed properly. When they got warned, there'd be a lot of high winds in the area, but now we're paying the price. That's not right. So later, I'm going to make a request, look into that, But, that's one of my concerns that we need to look at, because we're all going to be affected, and it's going to hurt everybody. And another thing I'd like to bring up is that we need to see what's going on in our downtown area. Not just one block, not the Center Street, North Street, and other areas. What can we do that lets us know what we as a city, as Chamber of Commerce, and other entities are doing to take care of the blight in our area? How we work on getting businesses fixed up, cleaned up? Because many of them are absentee owners who may use it for either a tax write-off or store equipment inside there. And in the meantime, the building's deteriorating, and there's nothing going on in there, not bringing any income in, not doing anything at all. So there's another area that we need to look at and see what we can do. And it's another deal I'm going to bring up for a request. The other thing too, it's on tomorrow, in fact, every first Wednesday, the Taft Petroleum Club has Industry Night. I would like to invite everybody to go there. It's a great place to go for a great meal. It's a great place to socialize. It's also a great place to have fun. And that's tomorrow. It's every first Wednesday of the month. And I encourage people to go there. Another thing I'd like to bring up, coming up this weekend, at the West Kern Oil Museum, they're having Pioneer Day, May 10th, Saturday. Starts at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Admission's free. I've been there quite a few times, in fact. And, every time I go there, I always see something new, I didn't see before, and hear more stories and history about it. And they're having food available, and you can tri-tip with chili beans and all the fixing. It's to raise money for the museum. They also looking for volunteers too. You have some free time and stuff to help out around there. I'd talk with them and see if they could use some help for cleanup in other areas. And another thing coming up is we're going to have our annual car show coming up here in May, the Chamber of Commerce putting on. And I encourage everybody, automobile enthusiasts, to get prepared for it. Get your cars all shiny, fixed up, and win some prizes and some trophies and stuff. And so they tell me there's not much to do here in Taft. I think there's quite a few things going on here in Taft. And thank you, Mayor.
I'd have to agree. A lot of things going on. That's a fact. Mayor Pro Tem Bryant.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple things. I didn't see Mrs. Oren here tonight to ring the bell for the chamber, but I did want to remind folks, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend on Saturday, the chamber is hosting their annual car show. So if you have a classic car or something you'd like to enter, please get a hold of the chamber. I'm sure they can get you a entry. If you don't have a car to enter, come down and spectate, buy all the vendor stuff, and just support local business. And kind of on that line, we talk often about shop local. It's very important. It's a great benefit to our tax base whenever you can shop local. I mean, something as simple as buying your gas here as opposed to buying it when you're in Bakersfield. You'd be surprised how much that adds up. So please shop local. But kind of along those lines, we've had local businesses, and one in particular I'll highlight here in a moment, kind of double down on that. And what they're doing is if you bring in a receipt where you've purchased something from a local business, they'll give you 10% off your order with them. So if you happen to go to the Bank Sports Lounge and you're interested in saving a little bit of money, go shop somewhere else down here in the city of Taft first, and they'll reward you as they feed you. So I want to commend them because it's kind of a unique way to help support their fellow businesses in the city of Taft and really drive business to keep that local. So I thought that was very unique. I want to commend them for that. I think that's a very, very great idea. Maybe something that catches on with other folks. So don't often give a lot of folks shout outs in that way, but that is definitely a great idea. And I encourage you to support them and support those who support all of us. A couple of I don't know where I was going with that. I know I talked to Yvette before, and I know I talked to Aaron here not long ago, but we had some folks who've asked us, so if I'm hoping they can hear this through their box which is the point I'm going to make in a minute. But we've had folks ask us, hey, we like to watch the city council meetings on the local access channel, but sometimes the audio doesn't work. So I hope you can read lips, or I hope you're watching on YouTube, or you have an updated box. But if you do not get sound when you're trying to watch these videos, call Spectrum. It's definitely not on the City of Taft side. It's literally probably just an older box that's having a problem translating the data and the audio files so you can hear us. If you can't do that, then please just go to youtube.com, look for City Taft Clerk, or is it City Clerk Taft, and we're happy to stream them online for free. But definitely, if you're interested, and we appreciate when folks watch just as much as we appreciate when folks show up here. So I want to make sure that I mentioned that. Obviously, today was a lot about service, whether it was service clubs or police officers and things like that. I just wanted to highlight, again, the Westside Christian Ministers Association. And Sean Pfeiffer is here today. But him and his compadres from all the different churches around the city of Taft have taken the initiative to set up meetings with the city of Taft and talk about how they can serve and serve further. So I want to say thank you. Thank you guys very much for that. We're looking forward to continuing that partnership. And there's more to come, so I won't let the cat out of the bag just yet, but I just want to say thank you for that service, Sean. And not to shortchange any of the work that's done by the Lions, the Kiwanis, or Optimists, and anything in between, but that's one that kind of stuck with me the last couple of weeks. So thank you guys for your service. Obviously, Mother's Day is Sunday, right? So for all the mothers who are with us today, or grandmothers, or wherever you might be in that chain, for anybody watching at home, happy Mother's Day on behalf of the city of Taft. We appreciate you very much. And so take the time to call your mom if she's not nearby, take her out to lunch, take her out to dinner, breakfast, or whatever suits you. But I hope you all have a wonderful Mother's Day as the weekend ends. And the last thing, and this is just because I thought it was kind of ironic, but we obviously recognize a lot of folks, and not the least of which is our city clerks. For this thing to be happening for the last 56 years, had Yvette been even close to old enough to be doing this job for the last 56 years, I'm sure she would have been recognized in this way for her stellar work. And I think we say it all the time, but when the time comes you decide that retirement's knocking on the door, you've set the bar extremely high. So thank you for all you do, and you're not never nagging when we're lagging. So I'm the prime example of that. If, hey, haven't got this done, she's the one to tell you. If there's not a correct verbiage on or evening verbiage at all on your proclamations or recognitions, she's going to tell you and make sure you've got it. It's little things like that a lot of people kind of take for granted, that you don't know, you don't realize that that's what a city clerk's job is, on top of doing all the official stuff here tonight, elections and whatnot. So thank you both for all the work that you guys do very much. But the ironic piece is, guess who had to draft up their own proclamation? I thought that was kind of funny. So, it just goes to show you the little things you take for granted, and even when they're being recognized, they're working. So that's all I had, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Well, that was a whole lot, and thank you very much. I've got plenty of things to read, so I won't beleaguer the point, but I want to thank everybody who serves this community. You heard so much, like you said, from scouts who are here this evening to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, to all the different people that serve and make this a safe, productive community, to our city clerks that take a ragtag group of well-meaning amateurs and make the stuff that comes from us seem very professional. So thank you for those filters, and thank you for everything you do for us and for the people. That is all I have this evening. So we'll move on to item number 5, the Planning Commission report. We have a Planning Commissioner here.
Good evening, Mayor Norton, members of the council. I missed the last one because I volunteered and then left town. So I'm giving you 2 reports here. The Planning Commission had 2 opportunities to deal with 2 conditional use permits. One was approving a warehouse to be built on General Productions property out Kern on I don't remember the street number, it doesn't matter, on Kern. And then this last month, we approved a water and ice delivery building, which will be up next to the grocery store bargain outlet, in between it really and the Dollar General, which is also in the middle of doing a huge renovation. So anyway, those are the 2 items we dealt with. I imagine we'll be seeing the planning commission back on dealing with the housing element at some point fairly soon. That's it for the day. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, summer's coming, so that easy-to-access ice is probably going to be pretty popular up there. Okay, department reports. Item number 6, any department reports this evening? None? Item number 7, city manager statement. City Manager Jones. All right, city attorney statements.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No statement.
Okay. Lastly, item number 9, future agenda requests. Any additional requests this evening, gentlemen?
Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Cryer.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have 2 requests. The first one, I'd like for us to investigate, get the Cal Fires here and possibly find out what we can do to mitigate some of the issues we're talking about. There is a program, let me look it up here, excuse me for a second. It's called Firewise. The city gets a Firewise designation. There's a possibility, if we follow it, that they could help out and possibly reduce where our insurance don't go up any higher, and hopefully the ones don't get canceled. And I'd like to explore that with Cal Fires. Maybe send some letters to our legislature, Shannon Grove, Ellis,
Stan Ellis.
And even the board of supervisors. What can we do and not get to help mitigate what's going on to our citizens, not only here but in the whole state of California? It's all of us affected of it, but I'm more concerned about ourselves here, and I think we're just all being penalized to cover the shortfalls of Sacramento, in my personal opinion.
So I would have to guess then, Councilman, that the first step would be to look into the program that you were talking about. You said there was a program that we can address, perhaps, the way CAL FIRE has listed our area.
That's one of them, and maybe send some letters to our legislatures and our representatives.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Our concerns.
Sorry, I apologize. I remember it's been within the last 6 months, maybe a year ago, when we had Chief Duncan here, was talking about the impacts of designations of zones that are maybe more subject to fire and how that will impact the cost of insurance and whatnot. Would it be worthwhile to have him maybe add that to his next report, or maybe elaborate again on that to give us a baseline where we should start or what options we have, and then follow up on what Councilman Cryer is mentioning?
There's got to be a reason why they include us in here. There's nothing here really other than a homeless catching something on fire. I don't see any forests or big brushes or something.
Okay, regarding then your request for a future agenda request, we kind of have to narrow the scope. So I would have to guess then that the agenda request would be one of 2 things.
Investigate.
Like Mayor Pro Tem said, either ask for the report from the fire chief, if he can steer us in the right direction, or look into the program that you quoted and see if it's a matter that can be taken care of from City Hall.
That'd be great. And my second deal.
Okay, hang on, we're going to need concurrence on.
I'll concur that.
Okay, all right, we have a request and a concurrence. Madam Clerk?
So just to be clear, maybe is it okay if we start with Chief Duncan or whoever our designee is?
That'll be fine.
And get him to maybe include that specifically, or some directions or advice specifically there, and then we can maybe bring it back for discussion if we need to.
We got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Work ourselves
You
up.
bet. And typically, he reports on the activities of Station 21, so we could let him know in advance that perhaps we could get some help from him when he comes to give the report, so.
Should
all
be
right.
included, yeah.
And the second request would be, is that, we hear a lot about downtown, our Spirit of Memphis, not just Center Street, but other streets, and also at our Save-More area. A lot of vacant businesses, and a lot of things are kind of going downhill more rapidly. I like to, people talk about what the city doing What's our redevelopment deal doing? What's the Chamber of Commerce doing? What are they doing to address those things? I think to mitigate some of those things there, I'd like to see us in our future council meetings that maybe, not very long, don't dwell on it, 10 minutes for meeting that's only twice a month for about 10 minutes to talk about it. Just to say what we're doing, what's happening, why we're not getting it, just to let the public know that we are doing something. These are some of the reasons why that some of us not moving as fast as we like to see moving as fast.
Okay, well, typically we get staff reports from the planning department regarding things like that. That's kind of a normal part of the agenda, so I don't know that we need,
Maybe we could add a suggestion would maybe to be add a code enforcement activity to the planning department report. Because we do have a lot of things going on. As you know, code compliance takes time and it costs money.
Yes.
And we are involved in quite a few right now, and unfortunately, we've had to involve the courts, which means we've had to involve special counsel, and unfortunately, it's costly to get a lot of people to do the right things. But we have a various amount of things happening with code enforcement and economic development that I think we can add
okay,
to the planning department report.
all right. I
Which
think
could
that's-
also spark conversation with council, questions,
All right.
direction, future agenda requests.
Not only council, community members, right? They can see the agenda and know that, hey, these people are gonna be talking on that day, and they can have their.
Well, the city just went through a large process amending our codes specifically to code enforcement. We spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of effort, and we just completed that, and we're still making some edits for that reason.
Good.
Actually, we were out today writing someone a ticket for not complying downtown, so.
All right, so perhaps then, when we get the staff report at the next council meeting, or the one after that, I don't know how long it'll take to incorporate that, Mr. Staples, so you could work with the code enforcement, building inspector, just kind of incorporate that whole thing into your staff report, if you would, please. All right, very good then.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. That works just,
Concurrence for your
I'll concur on that. Sorry.
Thank you.
okay. All right then. Any additional future agenda requests, gentlemen? None? Okay, then we're going to work our way into this consent calendar. Here we go. Consent calendar items 10 through 23. All items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine and will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the city council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Are there any items on the consent calendar that any member of the public would like to comment on? Seeing no hands, those items are, item number 10, the minutes from the April 1st, 2025 regular meeting and April 10th, 2025 State of the City program. Item number 11, the payment of bills and transfer of funds, because we had to go from one bank to another of close to $4 million. Item number 12, administrative policies and procedures, policy number 217, unclaimed and uncashed checks. Recommendation is a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft adopting policy number 217 of the City of Taft Administrative Policies and Procedures Manual relating to unclaimed and uncashed checks, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines." Item 13, award 4 safe and sane fireworks stands for the 4th of July, 2025. Recommendation is a motion to award 4 safe and sane fireworks stands for July 4th, 2025 to the Taft Motorcycle Club, the Taft Sportsman's Club, Diamond in the Rough, and Taft High Basketball, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item 14, updating and establishing user and regulatory fees. Recommendation is direct staff to apply the regional cost inflation factor of 3.3% and proceed with the fiscal year 2025-26 fee schedule update as presented and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item 15, monthly report for Kern County Fire Station number 21, March 2025. Recommendation is to receive and file the monthly report for March 2025 from Kern County Fire Station number 21 and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item 16, approval of expenditures for the State Sewer System, System Management Plan Audit and Update. The recommendation is a motion to approve expenditures not to exceed the amount of $23,230 for the Sewer System Management Plan Update and update as required by state law and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item 17, JMP and Quadient Postal Machines lease agreements. The recommendation is a motion to authorize the mayor to execute both the JMP and the Quadient leasing agreements and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item number 18, authorization of bank card services. Recommendation is a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft Authorizing Bank Card Services," and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item number 19 is the donation of 2 GEM electric vehicles to the West Kern Oil Museum. The recommendation is a motion to adopt a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving donation of 2 2019 GEM electric vehicles to the West Kern Oil Museum and establishing public benefit, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines." Item number 20, franchise agreement, West Side Waste Management Company Incorporated, amendment number 4 to Section 11.1 compensation for basic residential service. The recommendation is a motion to authorize the mayor to sign amendment number 4 to the franchise agreement between the City of Taft and West Side Waste Management Company Incorporated and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item 21, the agreement with Catalyst Payments, Tech Transaction Technologies, and WorldPay, LLC. Motion to authorize the finance director to execute the agreement with Catalyst Payments, Tech Transaction Technologies, and WorldPay, LLC, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines. Item number 22, approval of special event permit application fees to be refunded to St. Mary's Catholic Church for a festival event held on the church property at 110 East Woodrow Street on Saturday, April the 26th, 2025. Recommendation is a motion to approve a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft, the refund of special event permit application fees to St. Mary's Catholic Church for a festival event held on church property at 110 East Woodrow Street on Sunday, May the 4th, 2025, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15061B3 of the CEQA guidelines. Item number 23, approval of special event permit application fees to be refunded to Edgar and Susanna Gill for Christian service event held at the corner of 6th Street and Supply Row at the Oil Workers Monument Park area on Saturday, April the 26th, 2025. Motion is to approve a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft approving the refund of special event permit application fees to Edgar and Susanna Gill of Iglesia de Dios Pentecostes Jesu Cristo Rey de Reyes." I am sorry if I butchered a part of that, but I did my very best. For a Christian service event on city property on the corner of 6th Street and Supply Row at the Oil Worker Monument Park area held on Saturday, April the 26th, 2025, and find that the activity is not a project per the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15061B3 of the CEQA guidelines. Does any member of the City Council wish to remove any of these items from the consent calendar?
I'd like to request number 13, please.
Number 13. Any others, gentlemen? All right, at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve consent calendar items 10, 11, 12, and 14 through 23.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Crier,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop,
Yes.
Councilmember Shavira,
Yes.
Mayor Nor.
Yes. Thank you all very much. Item number 13 was requested to be pulled. Item number 13, award 4 safe and sane fireworks stands for the 4th of July, 2025. City Manager Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. Each year, the city accepts applications from qualified nonprofit organizations to operate safe and sane fireworks stands pursuant to the City Code of Regulations, Title 4, Chapter 13. City Code state that there will be a lottery drawing and 4 will be selected plus 1 alternate. This year, there was 4 applicants, and they are as followed: the Taft Motorcycle Club, the Taft Sportsman's Club, Diamond in the Rough, and Taft Union High School Baseball.
Thank you, City Manager Jones. At this time, I would entertain a motion to award 4 safe and sane fireworks stands for July 4, 2025 to the Taft Motorcycle Club, Taft Sportsman's Club, Diamond in the Rough, and Taft High Baseball, and find that the activity is not a project per California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, as set forth in Section 15060C3 and Section 15378 of the CEQA guidelines.
So moved.
Second.
That's right.
I have a motion and a second.
Second? Yeah, I'll second.
All right.
Two of
Mayor,
each.
Mayor Pro Tem Bryant, you asked that this item be removed from the consent calendar.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I apologize because this is not a concern. I just wanted to make sure I'm clear and make sure everyone else is out there is clear. We only had 4 applicants total, correct? Not long ago, we had a number of applicants. Is it still the same number, only 4 sites within the city? Okay, so that is the number. For some reason, I was thinking it was more. Perfect. So, folks want to get in on the action here. There's an opportunity. You've got to submit an application, though. So, these 4 asked. All we have is 4 spots. But in the future, if folks are interested in doing this type of thing, please put in an application. What's the typical application timeframe? If somebody's interested in having a booth?
It opens the beginning of March, and it is open through the end of March.
Perfect. Very good. That's all I had, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling attention to that opportunity. Any further discussion on this item, gentlemen?
I would just like to say that in the past, had a bunch of them, but the economy and stuff kind of took a little dip, and so 4 of them is about saturated, not counting what's in the county outside of Taft, but there's just a lot of booths out there right now to meet all the demands of the people who enjoy doing the fireworks.
All right. Gentlemen, any more discussion?
Thanks for clarifying.
No?
It's important.
All right. Madam Clerk, I have a motion and a second. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Crier,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Bryant,
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop,
Yes.
Councilmember Shavira,
Yes.
Mayor North.
Yes, and that passes on a 5-0 vote. Thank you, gentlemen. I really wanted to read that whole sequel thing at least one more time.
One more.
So much for environmental impact. You had
Oh,
to add that
my.
text alone.
That's 2 gallons of ink we dedicated to that.
Who we
Okay,
got?
that just about brings us to the end of the open session portion of this evening's meeting. We're going to adjourn this evening's meeting on behalf of a very special part of our community. And it is with deepest sympathy and sincere condolences that myself and City Council adjourn this meeting in honor of the memory of Vic Killingsworth. There he is with Ben Victor, and there he is with all his grandchildren. No, psych. And there he is at the Oil Workers Monument. Vic, for those of you who don't know, actually came up with the idea for the Oil Workers Monument. And he put in motion something that he probably at that time had no idea would get as big and become as big as it was. Obviously, he was a veteran, served in the Navy. The idea for the Oil Workers Monument came to Vic in the shower. For those of you who do your clearest thinking in the shower, then you understand why and how. We built the Oil Workers Monument, we as a community. It was Benjamin Victor, who was a celebrated sculptor, the youngest sculptor ever to have a work of art in the Library of Congress, and the only sculptor in the history of these United States to have 3 of them in the Library of Congress. But Vic was the beginning of that, and he got the community rallied around his idea in the shower. And what we now have as a community is something that will last for perpetuity. It is who we are, it is what we are, it is what we have contributed to our nation's energy security. It is our DNA in bronze, and we have Vic Killingsworth to thank for it. So, along with all the other things that he did for this community, that's something that will stand out forever. So, Vic, thank you very much, and God bless you and your family.
Yep.
Amen.
This council will now be going into closed session for 2 items. Item A, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, one undisclosed case. Government Code Section 54956.9B. And item B, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code Section 54956.9A, Taft Union High School versus the City of Taft. I want to thank you all for being a part of this evening's meeting. We are adjourned to closed session.